Hi friends, welcome to Crack Grade B. We are back with yet another important lecture on the current affairs series that we are doing for you. So this is a lecture on the current affairs series. So this is PIB from 1st of April to 10th of April 2022. So as you all know, we have separated both. So this is the PIB. Now, first piece of news is National Policy for Development of Heavy Industries, right? So Ministry of Heavy Industries seeks to provide technology development as well as environment friendly technology in the industry through innovative policies and schemes. Now this is the piece of news. Now you would think, if this is the piece of news, you don't find anything relevant for your MCQ. Yes, I will certainly agree with you. But what is important here is through innovative policies and schemes. What are those policies? What are those schemes? Do we know? Fine, if you know, then skip this part, jump forward to the next piece of news. But if you do not know, stay with us, right? So with our current affair material, we try to address that you also know what is happening in the country with what has already implemented, which still holds much relevant, right? So National Capital Good Policy 2016. So this is a news article from 2016. So probably in 2016, many of you were in college. Many of you were, not aware of the, kind of job that RBI offers. So this is the piece of news from that time, right? So let us cover it here. So this was approved in the Union Cabinet 15th May 2016, right? So what is the mission? To become one of the top capital goods producing nation of the world by raising the total production to over twice the current level. Now, what are capital goods? The goods which are needed to create some capital assets. For example, the bulldozers for roads, for infrastructure, the cranes, the heavy earth mover machineries that are created by BHEL and BEML, right? So all those are infrastructure assets, means those are capital goods. मतलब उनको काम में लगा के आप कुछ ऐसा बनाओगे जिससे आपको फायदा होगा. For example, roads, right? Infrastructure. So those are known as capital goods. Now, you read through this, you will understand, right? Now, there are few objectives. See, increase total production to achieve total production in excess of 5 lakh crore rupees by 2025 to 2.2 lakh crore rupees. So this is a target, right? This is important. This is very, very important, right? So that is the, beauty when you read the static part and the current part together. You understand many things. To improve skill availability by training 50 lakh people by 2025, right? To improve technology depth in the capital goods subsector by increasing research intensity in India from 0.9% to at least 2.8% of the GDP. So very, very important data. With this, let's move to the next one, that is capacity building for service provider schemes, right? Now, who are service providers? There are many service providers, IT service provider, the hospitals, they are providing, health as a service, tourism industry, they are providing tourism as the tourism as the service. So this is regarding tourism service provider, right? Now, what are the objectives? To train and upgrade the workers at every stadium associated with the tourism sector, capitalized on vast tourism potential of the country, provide professional expertise to local population along with the creation of employment opportunities in the tourism sector in both rural and urban areas, right? Very important piece of news. Now, let's move to the next one. That is, okay. So this is one of the important things. The minimum age is 18 years or above, and the administrative cost of training. So the cost of training will be borne by Ministry of Tourism to the extent of 5% of total estimated sanctioned training cost for training confined to one city. But if the trading is confined to more than one city, then it's 10%. Right? So this is again a very important steps towards boosting the sector. Now let's move to the next one. India-Australia Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement. Now, in the finance current affair, we have discussed a small part of it, that India has Australia signed what? Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, right? This is not FTA. Always remember, it's not an FTA, but the similarity is there with the FTA, but the name was not FTA. The name was given is as Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, ECTA. Okay, so you will have to remember, India signed in the month of Feb FTA with whom? With UAE, and in talks with Israel, Canada, UK and European Union. But with Australia, it signed Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement. Bilateral trade to 50 billion in 5 years and easing the movement of people, goods and service across board. Right? Very important. Now, progress under Poshan Adhyan. Okay, so Poshan Adhyan launched when? 8 March 2018. Okay, so the current update is, in the Poshan Adhyan, all districts of 36 state and union territories has been covered for rollout. So in every district, the government official has reached with the Poshan Adhyan. Okay, then procurement of smartphone growth monitoring devices has been coordinated through where? GEM portal, government e-marketplace. Then a Poshan tracker was created so that everything can be tracked digitally. Right? So with this, let's move to the next one, investment and export in steel sector. Right? So steel is one of the thing in the core sector, and steel is very important. Why? Where do you use steel? Steel is mostly used in infrastructure projects. So that's why steel is one of the booming sector. If this sector grows, so this does mean that the economy is growing because the infrastructure is growing. Okay, so just go through it, you will understand. Then index of industrial production, IIP data, right? So we are not going to discuss it here because we have already seen this in the finance current affair. Then anti-human trafficking cell, right? So this is launched by whom? This is launched by anti-trafficking human cell, anti-human trafficking cell. Okay, what is the objective? To improve effectiveness in tracking cases of human trafficking. Right, now what would be the function? The function would be to gender sanitization, training, workshops. Okay, the complaint would be looked upon. Now understand one thing, what is human trafficking? So who are the people getting trafficked? Right, so these are the very small young in age. The girls are taken from one place to another. So in that case, they are not aware what is happening with them initially. Right, so this kind of initiative will help them understand gender sanitization training. They would understand, okay, what is right and what is wrong. Initially everything looks good unless something happens. So let's move to the next one. So as you all know, you would find everything related to the static part which are important for your examination in our current affair material. You don't have to hunt anywhere. So National Commission for Women, everything is there in the material. You can go through it. Then Department of Pharmaceutical, Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer on Friday released guidelines for strengthening of pharmaceutical industry SBI schemes with an outlay of 500 crore from financial year 21-22 to financial year 26. This means FY22 to FY26. The outlay is 500 crore. Right? So there are three major components: assistance to pharmaceutical industry for common facilities, pharmaceutical technology upgradation and assistance scheme, and pharmaceutical and medical device promotion and development schemes. Right? So these are the three things. Then Cabinet approved fortification of rice in government schemes. Now, fortified rice across government schemes. Okay. What is the outlay? The outlay is 2,700 crore per annum. Will be borne by whom? Completely Government of India. The implementation is up to June 2024. Okay. Phase 1 covering ICDS and PM Poshan in India all over by March 2022. And in phase 2, phase 1 above plus TPDS and OWS in all aspirational and high burden district on stunting total 291 district by March 23. Right? So the current development. Now let's move to the next one, that is Upsar, airport as venue for skilled artisan of the region scheme. Okay. Now Airport Authority of India has taken an initiative to allocate self-help group at the airport for selling, showcasing the self-made product of their region. Now what is going to happen? Let me tell you in simple words. So this is an initiative, right, wherein Airport Authority of India will give some space to self-help group so that they can display their artifacts, right, their self-made product, whatever that product it is. Okay. So let's say the airport in Kolkata, the airport in Dhanbad, that is in West Bengal, right? They would showcase the product made of jute because that is their specialty. And there is one more specialty which I don't remember. And in Orissa, people would show the sand artifacts, and I don't exactly know what it says, but there is a place called Raghurajpur where the entire village is, used, they do stitches. What kind of thing it is, I cannot recall it as of now, but yes, you understood this, right? So airports will be giving, so airport don't have that right. Airport is owned by the Airport Authority of India. So it's not about all the airport, right? Only the airport controlled by the Airport Authority of India, they will do this. So let's move to the next one, umbrella scheme of women and child development. Okay. So see, so schemes, Anganwadi services, Poshan Abhiyan, and scheme for adolescent girls. So this scheme, the umbrella scheme is Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.2. Okay. For Mission Vatsalya, it's Child Protection Service and Child Welfare Service. So this is how things, things are there. You can read everything. Okay. Just read it multiple times, you will get to know everything. Let's now move to the next news article. Okay. Next is all the one-liner. So as you all know that we do not discuss one-liner in the video, but yes, you can, these are very important. You can go through it. So there is also a section where, schemes in news for updation. All these schemes where, we provide update. So please go through it. Those are also important. With this, we have come to the end of this lecture. We wish you very good luck from Team Grade B. Happy and thank you learning.